Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And welcome to my video guide on Abyss Beta 9-13. Now before we do start this video, I just would like to apologize in advance if my voice started disappearing or changing. I'm actually feeling not the best and feeling quite unwell actually at this point, and I'm just trying to push through and make this video. But with that out of the way, let's start this video. Alright, so basically you unlock Abyss Beta 9-13 by clearing and doing a perfect run on the other field bosses, and once you do, the mission requirements that you need to meet are basically bring a green crystal character, a short sword character, and a staff character. And of course, once again, if you are trying to just clear the high score reward, you do not have to bring these specific characters. You can bring these characters one by one, and therefore clearing each mission each time you run the Abyss. Now, there is currently a bug if you are an Android user, wherein if you leave the instance once you clear the Abyss Beta 9-13, that you will not be able to enter the Abyss again. Now hopefully by the time of the making this video, or a little bit in the future of the making of this video, Square Enix will already patch this, and therefore you can actually just rerun Abyss Beta 9-13. So recommended green crystal characters I have for you guys are Rinoa, Terra, Garnet, Rydia, Sephiroth, Agrias, Ace, Rem, and Celeste. Now obviously there are a couple of caveats to this one. I do believe like Terra is probably in the lower tier right now, until I guess she gets her rework or her level 70 awakening. And I would say the same thing in terms of Ace. Even though he is quite good, I don't think he is that great at this point in time. However, he can still be viable. Now Garnet is probably one of the characters that you may want to bring if you have her max limit broken, as she can pretty much get in like 2 of the categories for the mission requirements. But other than that, if you don't have Garnet, you can sort of bring Terra along. She does cover 2 of the requirements, as well as bringing a green crystal character and a short sword character as well. But like I said earlier, she's sort of power creeped at the moment, and she doesn't have any longevity, which you might need here in this fight. So even though I put her there, it is only because she does cover both the green crystal character and the short sword character requirements. So this would leave you free to basically have a staff character plus an extra character, whichever you want to bring. It'd probably be better for your party composition that way, depending on which characters you have, of course. Now for the recommended short sword characters, again there's Firion, Onion Knight, Bartz, Agrias. Again, probably better to bring Agrias than Terra, to be quite honest, as she does fill those 2 holes as well, which being a green crystal character and a short sword character. Then you have Ramza, Titus, Lightning, and of course Terra I will just add there as well. Now as for the staff characters, there are actually quite limited. Now I've only put the characters here that actually have an EX, and therefore they will have the longevity that you need. So we have Garnet, Vivi, Vanille, and Ishtola here, and I guess the black sheep of the staff characters, I put Eiko as well. Eiko can still carry herself even without an EX, which makes her quite special. Now, other, I guess, honorable mention would be like Papalimo, if you do need a DPS more than a support character. However, I still feel like even though he has longevity with his Brave Attacks Plus and HP Attack Plus, I still think power creep wise, he's not that great at this point. Okay, so now that we know the mission requirements and some of the guest suggested characters to bring, it's time to take a look at this fight wave by wave as I did before. Now, the first wave is home to 2 Heretic Kraken, and they are both weak to thunder and magic attacks. They do not have any resistances, and as for the recommended strategy I have for you guys, is the first one is to bring fast characters, or use Shiva as your summon as to not get broken and get killed straight away. Now, these Krakens are actually quite fast, and they will use Unbind to increase their speed as well. So the first two to three turns is very important here, because they will always use all attack, like their group water attack, and basically their magic is so strong that no matter how high your initial brave is, you will get broken. So if you have slow characters, they will get broken straight away. Therefore, the next turn, the other Heretic Kraken will actually use their group water attack, and again they will get another turn because basically all of your characters got broken, and you will get killed by a wallop, which is their melee HP attack, and therefore kind of ending your run straight away. So it's best if you have fast characters, or at least one of them, like Lightning for example, or actually just use Shiva to make sure you do get the first 3 turns. Now, the next tip I have for you guys is, I guess splash damage is nice, and it's still nice, but killing one of them one at a time is actually the safer route. They don't have a enrage mechanic, so it is quite safe to just kill one of them and just, you know, keep breaking the other one. I guess you will eventually do HP damage on the other one as well, because most of our attacks now have a Brave plus HP attack in our abilities. So again, just to be safe, just kill them one by one and you should be fine. As for the last tip I have for you guys in this wave is to protect yourself from Black Ink Cloud. This will inflict blind, which is probably one of the most annoying debuffs of all time in Opera Omnia. Basically, there are a few ways to block this, and of course that is one is to bring Lena and make sure you have her frame buff to block all debuffs. The other one is Selfie. Of course, she has a chance to block this. And the third one is just to get lucky or push it out with your own buffs. So either one will work, but I guess if you do get blind, this practically is one of the most annoying debuffs. There you pretty much will be wasting turn every time you miss. So yeah, if you're aiming for that high score, probably not gonna happen if you keep missing like 5 times in a row. Okay, so the next wave is home to the Heretic Phantom Male and the Heretic Skull Dragon Soul. So as for its weaknesses, basically the Dragon Soul has weak to thunder and magic attacks, while the Phantom Male is weak to fire and thunder elements. As for resistances, the Dragon Soul has resistance to dark, melee, and range physical attacks, and the Phantom Male is resistant to magic attack. Okay, so I hope you guys remember this, because I am gonna be taking it off so we can go through the Heretic Phantom Male and Skull Dragon Soul strategy. But before that, I do want to thank Picky Mickey from the Discord, the Crystal Chronicles, for giving me a screenshot for the Heretic Phantom Male's weaknesses and resistances, because I am a Android user, and at the moment I am locked out and I cannot go in and check the weaknesses and resistances of the Phantom Male, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, this is actually not in the Dissidia database as well. So thank you, Piki Miki, for the screenshot. And if you guys don't know the Crystal Chronicles, they do podcasts weekly in terms of Opera Omnia. I've just recently found out about them as well, so if you are interested, I can leave a link to their YouTube channel, and you can subscribe and join their Discord through there, because I can't give links to the Discord. So I'll leave it to you guys if you want to join the Discord. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the strategy for this wave. So for this one, I think the first one to go here to do here, sorry, is to kill the Heretic Phantom first. He is more of a threat than the Skull Dragons, I would say. Plus, you don't have to second guess yourself when he's dead, where he is in the turn order. That is the gimmick of the Phantom Male. Basically, he disappears in the turn order and you don't know where he will turn up. If you guys don't remember him, he is the boss for Noctis's EX back then, and he was annoying then, and he is still annoying now. Now the next one is actually a healer will be nice, because this will save you from all the HP attacks that you're gonna be getting. Because of how kind of aggressive, I guess, the Heretic Phantom Male is with his attacks. Basically, having a healer is going to help you recover those HP losses, and therefore maybe meeting the high score requirement. Now the last one is just to remember that even though the Skull Dragon isn't actually much of more of a threat than the Phantom Male, that it still has access to a move called Crushing Fangs, which basically turns your Brave into 0, and basically it will do a Brave attack, therefore breaking you. So it is 100% break. So the best way to go around this is actually just use up your Brave through an HP attack or whatever it may be, just to get rid of that Brave, because you are going to get broken as well. It's kind of hard to predict when it's going to happen, but overall, if you just keep using your Brave plus HP attacks, then I'd say you're not wasting a lot of your Brave as overall, because even though if you do get broken, you can just obviously break the enemy back. And I think that's it for this wave. Let's take a look at the final wave. So the final wave belongs to the Heretic Ultima weapon and the Great Malboro. Now they don't have any weaknesses or resistances. As for the strategy, overall, it's gonna be pick your poison. I prefer to kill the Great Malboro first, because I don't really want to deal with any of its debuffs. If you do have Lena, then killing the Ultima weapon is probably more of a priority for you, because you don't have to worry too much about the Great Malboro's debuffs, because you are protected by her frame buff. The second one is the Ultima is probably more aggressive in terms of HP attack, just like the Phantom Male. The Ultima weapon basically will charge, and usually after the charge it will use full power. It can use it before its buffs run out, depending if you don't break it. So make sure to break it, and if you can remove its debuffs, basically this is the third tip, if you can dispel it, then it will weaken it, and therefore it won't have any resistances to your attacks, and therefore killing it much quicker. Alright, so now that we have talked about all the strategies for each wave, it's time to take a look at some possible party compositions. And the first one is what you guys are seeing here in this video, which is Renoa, Echo, and Lightning with a Vayne support. Vayne can be replaced by Quistis, it's really up to you. I just felt like Vayne was going to help me more this fight. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to turn out, but overall she can be replaced by Quistis, and of course for the summon it is going to be Ifrit. The idea here is Rinoa is your splash damage, Lightning is your single target damage, and Eiko will just be your support. Overall, I didn't really have to be quite thrifty with my abilities, but towards the end I felt like I was running a little bit low. But in any case, the next one here is Lightning, Garnet, and the Lena. This basically, you know, nets you all the requirements you need. However, I am not entirely sure how strong Garnet is. Even though I have her EX weapon, I actually don't have enough power stones to actually max limit break it, and I don't have enough power stones to max limit break her 35 as well. So I never got to try this team, although they are sort of, even though there is no boosted characters, we all know that the banner sort of coexists with this fight, incentivizing players to actually pull for the banner for Lightning and Garnet, therefore making the fight a lot easier. Lena is there for support, and of course Quistis again for support character. Sorry, I said support twice. Lena is there for support for your team, but Quistis is the support character, and Ifrit for the summon. Now the third one is basically kind of the same as the first one, because we are kind of limited with how we make the party, and quite restrictive in terms of if you want to clear all of the mission requirements all at once. So this time it's Lightning, Y'shtola, and Rinoa, and basically the same strategy applies, where Y'shtola is your support for both Lightning and Rinoa. Rinoa as your basically splash damage and high DPS, and Lightning can do single target damage as well. This is probably, I would say, a more offensive approach than the first one. There's not a lot of healing here, so you do have to be careful. Quistis for support, and Ifrit for the summon. Alright, for the final team I have here is basically a team that will net you the high score. It doesn't necessarily meet all the mission rewards, but if you have finished all the mission requirements, and you just need the high score, then this team will probably get you that high score. So it's Vayne, Lena, and Lightning with a Quistis support. You will get at least the short sword part of this if you really that desperate for it to be your last fight in this Abyss beta. But yeah, this doesn't have a green crystal character or a staff user character. Again, Quistis for support and Ifrit for summon. This is basically just to get the score requirement for your run. Alright, so finally at the end of this video, I feel like these Abyss videos take a longer time than my usual video guides, and my voice is really almost gone now, if you guys can tell. So overall, what do I think of the fight? Well, I think this fight is more restrictive in a way. Staff users, I mean, I guess we have more EX staff users if you count like Y'shtola, Garnet, and so on. And of course Shantoto fills that part too, but it's not like they're the best characters in the game. And even with Garnet, I feel like she's not that great either. So even if you bring her, I don't know how it will turn out. But if you have brought her in this Abyss and cleared the fight, let me know down in the comments below. Overall, I felt like the first wave was probably the hardest wave, because it really caught me off guard when I didn't bring any fast characters. I think I initially brought like Terra, Vayne, and I can't remember the last character I brought in, but basically got killed in the 3rd turn. So yeah, and it was a lot more pressure because it's both the same boss, and they hit pretty hard as well, more than the other 2 waves, I feel, at least in my own opinion. So I felt like the first wave was harder. The second wave was okay. The Skull Dragon was, I would say, a free kill almost, because it wasn't that scary in terms of like getting HP damage. I felt like the Phantom Male was more annoying overall, and like I said earlier, probably more aggressive and much scarier than the Skull Dragon, because I mean, the Skull Dragon can buff itself eventually with Ancient Power, but overall it doesn't have any Brave plus HP attacks, so I felt like, you know, it was kind of a free kill if you can really get away with it. As for the 3rd wave, again, it's a pick your poison kind of thing, and I don't really like Malboros. I always try to kill them first, especially if you're not bringing Lena, but if you are, again, probably the safer route for you to just, you know, do as much of the mission requirements as you can, and if you don't get the high score, then just rerun the entire fight. The only problem is right now, if you are an Android user, again, there is a bug, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, or in a few days in the future that this video comes out, after this video comes out, sorry, that they will fix this bug, and therefore you can get all the rewards. It's no big rewards, but you know, extra tickets are always welcome, and this Abyss is mainly for veteran players. So again, sorry if you're a new player, probably not gonna be like a content for you. This is not the content for you, as much as I hate to say that, because you will need a lot of good characters in order to even unlock the Abyss bosses. So overall, challenging fight. Took longer as well. I think it took like 15 minutes or over to actually clear the entire fight, at least with my run. Yeah, and I'm really interested what you guys think in terms of how the fight is, and which team did you use. Leave them down in the comments below. Always like to hear different kinds of teams that maybe I want to try in the future. I obviously will actually wanted to run this again with different teams, just like I did in the last one, but unfortunately, because of the bug, that's not happening. So much of my party composition, you know, recommendations, a lot of these are based on my own, like, I guess you can say, let's say, like my own visualization, I guess, of the fight and how it would turn out if you bring these characters with you. And of course, you can check the Reddit. The Call to Arms is there as well. I think some of them will have the same recommendation, or probably use the same recommendation that I am recommending to you guys. Anyway, I think like I'm feeling a little bit delirious now. Click like, subscribe, share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I'd like to hear from you guys. Everything that I said earlier, leave it down in the comments below. My voice is running out. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. This is Munchkins logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.